Jay's sport, where he became a legend, the national champion. College basketball is finally ready to go later this week. There's a ton of games we're hoping on ESPN.
Carlos
Feast
Boozer.
Week is here. Jay clapping, ready to go with that sport. Carlos Boozer, former Duke legend. You can see him on the ACC network. I'm always plugging all of our guys. So Rick Pitino came on the show last week, the legendary coach, and said, folks, we need a May Madness. We got to hold on. We got to delay the way all the other sports did. Seth Greenberg, who spent so many years working with Jay Williams, essentially said, just the opposite. Let's go, fellas.
These kids have been on campus since July. There's a mental health aspect of it. So first of all, they've been working this long. They're looking to have a chance to compete. It's really simple. Students are leaving campus. All of a sudden, now you're going to have on your campus after Thanksgiving, maybe until February, isolation, semi-bubble environments where you can control your players in a little bit better environment. And then finally, I just think that we've got to control our controllables. Three things, really simple. We got to have protocol, we got to have patience, and we got to have multiple plans. Games are going to be delayed. There are going to be cancellations. But you know what? By starting earlier, we have the agility to reschedule. A season like no other, but we're going to get through it.
Jay, what do you think?
I think Seth Greenberg is absolutely right. I think that you start to push forward. You have processes in place, and then you go according to your game plan. Look, I think college basketball fans have to be aware that due to contact tracing, if a star player, it's not like football where it's the next man up mentality where, hey, we have another guy that can play. Like, you know, if you have a couple of stars that catch COVID, that can ultimately affect whether your team makes March Madness or not, depending upon how long they're out. But Seth is absolutely right. Keep pushing through, and until we get to a place, if it gets really, really bad, then we'll have to deal with that. But all the procedures have to be in place, and you start to plan.
Indeed. The last thing I would just add to that, what has been ravaged already, not to get too nerdy here, but Jay knows this, something called MTEs, fellas. They're called multi-team events. Most people walking on the earth call them tournaments. The NCAA calls them multi-team events. All these tournaments that you see during Feast Week, all these trips to the Caribbean, all that stuff is off. They've tried to move all these events back to the United States, but teams are opting out left and right, saying, no way we're getting together with a bunch of other 18 to 22-year-olds who have likely disregarded all coronavirus protocols since the beginning. So it is crushing the college basketball season.
This is one of my favorite times of the year because I get a chance to see you wear dual hats doing college football and college basketball. We know the likes of, the Duke, Arizona, Tennessee, Baylor. But what kind of year do you think this will be in college basketball?
If football's any indication, JWill, it's going to be one that's disrupted often. And I know we're hopeful that soon we're going to deal with fewer disruptions in sports and in life due to the pandemic, if vaccine and various things were to happen over the next few months. But I think the college basketball fans ought to prepare for disruption, the same type of disruption that you've seen in college football with games being postponed or canceled. And it's going to be an unusual environment to not have the tightly packed arenas and raucous atmospheres that we're accustomed to see these games. And it's it takes an adjustment, but hopefully we'll be back to what we're accustomed to before too much longer.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.